Okay, let's do this. Hey Tea Party, welcome back to my channel. If you are not a part of the Tea Party, make sure that you subscribe down below. And also give this video a like because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one. This video might be out of sorts because I feel like I've never done a teenage focused makeup look in all of my 5 years on being on social media. So you might be thinking, why is she doing this video? I'm gonna tell y'all the honest truth. I'm doing this video because my dad told me to do this video. He has been telling me to do a makeup tutorial for teenagers for probably about a month. And each time I ask him, like, Dad, did you watch my video? And his response is always, is it the makeup tutorial for teenagers? I don't know why he wants me to do this video, but I hope you guys enjoy it because it has been highly requested by him. I don't even think he's here to even prove to y'all.
Yes, I've been wanting her to do this for quite some time for the teenagers, and now that she's finally done it, I'm excited.
So yes, there's your proof. He's been wanting me to do this for a while, so I'm finally doing it today. So makeup for teenagers has actually changed a lot since I was a teenager, and I have not been out of the teenage age group in a while. But now when you look on social media, it's so many people with full faces of makeup. So this one isn't gonna be like that because like that's just all of my other tutorials. I guess this one is going to be more focused on an everyday look, and even if you're not a teenager, you can do this look because I did this look the other day actually, and I'm 23. No, I'm 22. I don't know my age. Apply concealer, and not just any old concealer. My absolute favorite concealer to wear when I'm not wearing foundation or anything like that, or if I'm wearing a very light foundation like a BB cream or a CC cream, the Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer. It has a really good amount of coverage, but it doesn't look cakey. You can't tell the difference from your skin to the concealer when you apply this, because if you wear a cakey or a full coverage concealer, one or the other or both at the same time, it kind of gives the look that you need to put on something else like a foundation, so it's not as noticeable. It's just too stark. I would recommend you guys get the closest shade to your skin tone, because you're gonna see when I apply this that this is a little light, but it's still perfect. So I'm gonna apply this underneath my eyes. I have a little bit of like darkness here. It's very slight, but I still like to cover it up because it is darkness, and you want to try to apply the concealer where your skin isn't as even. I'm also going to apply it on top of some of the blemishes that I have, these two right here. I'm not gonna put any concealer on my forehead just because it's okay. Like I have a few blemishes up there that I literally just got last night. They were not there before I went to sleep. And then I'm going to apply it in my smile lines as well as underneath the mouth because I have darkness there too, and it's just gonna help my lipstick to look bright when I apply it later. And we're just gonna start blending that in. See how that like instantly evened out to the lower part of my face? Like super important. And I wouldn't recommend applying the concealer all over the skin. You kind of just want it in your most darkest places. Still leave some naturalness to the skin, because you can see like I have like a birthmark or whatever on the sides of my cheeks, and I don't really want to cover that. And I also didn't cover the blemishes on my forehead. It just gives like the appearance of skin. And to blend in this concealer, by the way, I'm using the Sigma F64 brush. I use this literally every time I do my makeup. You need this concealer brush. It's the perfect size. It's not too small and it's not too big. It just blends so great. I've been using this brush probably for years at this point. I will definitely have it linked below. It's the best brush I've ever used to blend out my concealer. And now we're gonna set it. Super important whether you have dry skin, combination skin, oily skin, the concealer could start moving. Even if you don't like for your entire face to be set, at least set the parts that are gonna crease. Some concealers, not all, like when I blend it close to my eyes, if I don't set it, it will migrate into my eye, and that is not comfortable, okay? So if you have super dry skin, just set it where it's close to the eye and you can leave this area undone. But if you have oily skin, make sure you are setting your concealer. Now the powder is definitely preference. Each day that I do my makeup, I pretty much switch up the powder. But today I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This video is not sponsored by Laura Mercier, okay? If it's sponsored, it would be in the description box. But it's also a really, really great powder, so I definitely recommend it. So I'm going to set with this Revlon brush, and this brush is actually, I believe, a highlighting brush, but I love it to set powder. And even though I didn't put concealer like right here in this region, I still like to set the areas that I will get oily. And you guys, even if you aren't teenagers and you have a teenager, like if you're a mom, if you're a dad or whatever, if you have a teenager, make sure you show them this video, because you know, it's definitely not gonna be a full face video like what I would normally do, so show them this video. Okay, so the next step is actually my favorite step in this entire look because it gives the most life to the face. I'm going to apply bronzer, and this bronzer has been with me through thick and thin. I have literally used this probably since the start of my channel. It is the NYX matte bronzer, and it's in the shade dark tan. I like to apply my bronzer in a CV. Normally people say like a 3, but I like to do it in a CV, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. I just start in the hollows of the cheek, and when I'm blending this, I'm actually going in like little baby circular motions, and that's just going to help with a really seamless blend, making sure to have it into the hollows of the cheek. And I'm also bringing it up on the temples, and I'm also going to bring it further into the cheeks because I'm not going to be applying any blush. If you're doing like a fast makeup look, you really don't have to apply any blush or anything because the bronzer gives warmth to the skin. And then I'm going to go on the forehead. Even though we didn't apply any concealer or anything there, still gonna give the appearance that we have makeup on our forehead, just don't have any cream products. So I'm just applying this like in circular motions up here. We're gonna do the same thing on this side, and I just love this bronzer because it's like kind of foolproof. Like you never really can apply too much. Now for the V part. So you guys saw I did like C's on both sides of my face. For the V, I like to go on the chin and apply it to each side of the chin, and it just helps make, like when I've applied that powder in the center, sometimes it can be like really ashy looking down there. And the reason why I don't like applying bronzer here is because that's like the #1 spot that people notice when it doesn't match your neck, like when your face or foundation doesn't match your neck. So when you apply a darker shade right here, it automatically can give the appearance. But if you want to give the appearance of a slimmer neck, you can apply it like down here, but I wouldn't recommend applying it over here like how they normally say with the 3. So that's why I like to go in with the CV motion. Okay, so next we're going to do brows. Now brows is different from person to person. If you're a teenager, for some reason I probably would go with a brow gel. Like if I showed y'all some photos of when I was a teenager, I didn't really do my brows. Like I think I did maybe like a little bit of a brow gel, and that was it, and I never really plucked them or got them done or anything. I guess it totally just depends on what you're comfortable with at this age. If I had the brows, I would only wear brow gel, but I like putting a shape to my brows. If you have pretty thick brows, use a brow gel. If you don't, see if your parents will allow you to use a pencil or a pomade or something like that. I'm going to fill in my brows how I normally fill in my brows, and I'm using the NYX micro brow pencil in the shade Expresso. It definitely doesn't really match my head hair that well, but I really like the brow pencil. I just need a different shade. So when I was a teenager, my parents actually let me wear eyeshadow and lashes and lipstick and all of that kind of stuff, but I'm just gonna do like a everyday eyeshadow look, nothing too crazy, just in case. It is the #1 palette, True Neutrals palette, and it is the bomb. I literally use this every day. I'm not a teenager, so I guess it really doesn't matter what I use every day, but it is such a great everyday eyeshadow palette. This palette is more on the pricey side, but you can find like some smaller palettes from the drugstore that have very similar shades, or even from Ulta and places like that. So I'm gonna go in with this center shade right here. This is gonna be my transition, and this is gonna be a super easy eye look, nothing too complicated. And I'm just using this brush from Morphe, the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush in JH30. I've been in love with this brush ever since I came back from Portland. And then for the lid shade, you can use any of these 3 shimmers, or even you can use lighter shade in the corner. I guess I'm gonna go in with this rose gold shade shade here. And I'm using the Fenty brush. Now, I did not talk about how bomb this brush is when I did the review, but it is so nice. It's the 240 eyeshadow brush from Fenty that they came out with these small palettes. It is so bomb. It just picks up the shimmer so well and just blends it as well as applies it, so it does both at the same time. You're seeing that I'm applying this pretty high on the eyelid. That's because I have like a slightly hooded eyelid, and so I kind of need to do that in order for you to see, because like if I just put it on the lid, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. It just doesn't look as finished, and of course this isn't done because I'm gonna blend it, but it just doesn't look as finished. It looks too like not blended together. It looks like you have one shadow here and one shadow here, as opposed to like a really seamless eye look. Kind of gives you like that makeup artist blend when you apply your lid shades into the crease as well, and just have it really blended, unless you're doing like a cut crease, and even then I would cut my crease above the lid. And then we're gonna go back into the shade we used in the crease, and I'm gonna kind of just blend the edges, like the outer corner of the eye with that shade. And there we go. That's the eye look. Super simple, super nice and pretty. It's super blended. Just make sure that you apply the lid shade over the crease if you have a hooded lid. So now we're going to apply some mascara, and I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty new mascara. So honestly, what I would recommend for a lip color would be like the Fenty Beauty gloss. These two, I guess, depending on your skin tone, but that's if you want a gloss. I'm gonna start with a much deeper lip pencil than the lip color. This one by itself would just be a little too stark. So if you're using a nude or really any color, it's most likely you need a deeper lip pencil. I'm gonna line my lips with the KKW Nude 3 lip liner. Now if you have a lighter skin tone than me, then it's not necessarily imperative that you wear a super deep lip pencil to pair with your lipstick. You can wear one that matches your lipstick. And then we're gonna go in with this lipstick. It's like one of my go-tos, and this is the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color, and it's in the shade Seduction. It's like a perfect like light brown nude with a little bit of pink notes, but just a little bit. And then I make sure to blend it into the lip pencil. Sometimes I'll even go in with a brush to help the blend. And then to finish off the look, kind of give some like hydration to the face, I'm going to use the badescu Rose Water facial spray. So guys, this is the finished everyday makeup tutorial for teenagers. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you share this with any teenager that you know. Also subscribe down below to become part of the tea party, as well as thumbs up this video. And I promise I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.